And that's why kids are so depressed. I'm no one, I'm nothing, I haven't done anything. I haven't achieved anything. I'm not sure what Jesus achieved. I know of no scholarly papers he wrote. I know of no inventions. But yet we talk about him potentially as one of the most powerful humans to walk on the planet. Right. I got carried away again. Now, a couple of kids and then we can go.
I have a question for you. Here.
Okay. Here we go.
I was wanting to know that, what point in,
What's your name again, bro?
Mickey Parker. I was wanting to know, at what point in your journey did you sort of have an awakening, if it was a person or something happening, that you had like a moment of clarity or something really just sort of awakened, you know, this?
I've had those, and they're amazing and overrated. Let me explain myself. I believe I have seen through something, whatever this illusion is. You know, Einstein said, this illusion that you're separate than me, Mickey, is a delusion. It's an optical delusion of consciousness. I believe I have seen through that in a mystical moment. But look, again, not to get Jesus-oriented here, but the disciples walked with the cat, and then 10 minutes after he's gone, they're like, I didn't know the guy, never saw him, don't even know him. It's the practice that's important. It's the practice. So while I have had these moments of what you might call waking up and sight, true vision, it's really the practice. So the most important question that you can ask yourself is, who are you? And the question when I ask myself that is, I want to be a servant of the divine idea, whatever that means. And I'm not talking about God in any dogmatic way. I'm talking about some force that is an energy that is in me, that sparks me. We call it the divine spark in Bruce Almighty, but it's just a spark. And it's in you, and it's in the plant and the flower and everything. I want to serve that. That's what I am. So as I understand more and more who I am, I want to practice that and walk it in my art, in my life, in my relationships. And that is a practice. You know, the Dalai Lama has an incredibly disciplined life. He walks into a room and he's light. You can feel the lightness. You've seen him probably. It's light. Well, he's up at 3, 4 in the morning and he's reading and meditating. And he's in whatever his form of prayer is. And so I have a discipline. I wake up, and I've been doing this for years and years and years. You know, years and years and years. It's not important what my discipline is. I read something, and I try to absorb it. That's why I have these quotes ready to go, because the monks called it Lectio Divino. They would read something, and it would move their soul, and they would just stay with that. But you are what you eat. You are what you eat. And if you eat the crud that is generally put before you, and there's a lot of crud that is put before us that we put out and is reflected back to us, that's what you get.
Unfortunately, we only have time for one more
One
question.
more question. Especially with this guy who answers them so long.
I want to commend you on taking a very difficult time in your life and changing it so that now you have a new direction to go in. I'm over here, next to your brother, I think. Thank you for letting me speak. I'm sorry I cut in front of everybody else. I'm sitting next to a woman who spent the last 10 years of her life trying to bring safe bicycling, walking, and horseback riding routes through Georgia. It's called the Coastal Georgia Campaign. They're on the internet. You'd be able to look at them. I moved to this town to go to college and have a bicycle life, because 80% of the people who get hit by a car, the cars go in 30, they survive that. But if the cars go in 45, only 20% of the people hit by a car survive that. And Savannah's downtown district has a 30-mile-an-hour speed limit, so I can actually live here relatively safely and go to college. That's actually the reason why I moved here. I would love to hear from anybody in here who want to be a part of helping people like this woman here make their project known. Like, you have this wonderful platform. You spent so many years making the story happen, and you put it in this wonderful thing, And thank you very much. And anybody who wants to help us tell our story, we're right back here.
Okay, can we get one more from a student, and then we'll end it.
You can go.
It's this kindness.
We're going to ask our question together, like at the same time. Is that okay? Since you've moved from your great big mansion to your home now, I just wanted to ask, do you think that you are healed from your mental illness, or do you think it's still a process that you continue to go through during life?
Well, it's just like being an alcoholic. You know, it's a daily check-in. You know, so I think that elements are healed or healing, and I still see it flare from time to time. There's this thing that I'm a victim of in our culture. It's the idolatry of magnitude. That something has to be the big thing. We have to have a full theater. It's not successful. You see, that's the idolatry of magnitude, again, that I have been sort of fed and a part of that feeding. And yet, again, biblically, the only act of giving that was ever pointed out was the widow's mite. It is not this idolatry of magnitude, but see, I still have it in me, you know. And so it is a process. It's a process, you know. I'm always kind of, as most of you, I'm sure, are crazy skeptical of the guys. Oh, you are healed, and they put the head on the head of the head, they fall back, and everything's good. Yeah, I'm still, you know. It's not as effective when you say, you are healing, slowly. So I think that's why they do it. It's more to the point, but it is a process. It is a process. And look, let me close this way to the young people. You know, because this beautiful woman wants bike paths here. So much of what you do, from driving a car to the way you shop, can be reinvented. And it's up to you to reinvent it. And when I started to look at the cost of the car, what the car does to us, it can be amazing. It can get people to the hospital quickly. It can connect relatives beautifully. But it is so taken over our society and our culture. If I told you I had an invention right now, I invented a pair of glasses, reading glasses. And these reading glasses will help you read whatever homework you've got to do, young students. And it's going to help you read 5 times faster. You'd be like, it's fantastic. I want those reading glasses. All right, there's one thing. It's going to kill 16,000 of you every year. You would never let me come up with that invention. Well, that's the car. I don't know if that stat is exact. It's probably more than 16,000. It's much more. And how many people are injured by using this thing? And now that's not even to count the cost of the fuel and the wars we may fight over that fuel, etc. And we simply have to rethink it. You know, the challenge for you guys is that you think things are good because they're there. Technology is good. It's there. Technology is neutral. It can be used to connect the world, or for a young man named Tyler Clementi to commit suicide at a college. I believe it was Rutgers, because they used technology to film him and put it up on YouTube while he was in an intimate act. And he killed himself. Technology is neutral. You guys think it's good because of, again, that message. This changes everything. This changes everything again. And the car, and I ask all of you, I challenge all of you to look at your world and test it. It's a wonderful thing to test it. It's not a pressure. And then rethink, reinvent, because there are better, more beautiful ways to do this. And keep everything that is true and toss out the things that aren't. But we've got to get over this ideology of what is the only. It is not the only. It's just what is right now. So the world was, remember, it was flat, and that was the world. And then somebody said, no, I think it's round. And we will look back someday on the way we do things. And I do believe that word wetico will be used again. It'll be, oh, that was the year. Those were the years when they were a little bit off base. They're a little bit wacky. So it's up to you guys and up to us adults to work with and connect with and support those ideas. Because, man, it can be different. It can be different, and you know it can be different. It's in your heart, and it has been in your heart for a reason. You know there's a world out there that can be different, full of struggle still, full of shadow. It's always going to be there, but humming to a different philosophy. So literally, it's your world, young folks, soon. You're going to be the politicians, you're going to be the leaders and the inventors. All these great technologies have been invented by you. Under 30 Cent invented Google, Twitter, I believe MySpace, etc. You guys, and us adults with you. So I think we should pass the collection plate. We've done some preaching today.